My name is Ray Scriber. I'm the director for the Louisiana Main Street program for the state of Louisiana, and we are housed within the Division of Historic Preservation in the Office of Cultural Development and in the Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, ultimately a part of the Lieutenant Governor's Office. Main Street has been in existence in Louisiana since 1984, and we work with 35 communities to help revitalize their historic downtown areas or their neighborhood commercial districts. 31 of the communities that we work with are small towns, population 50,000 or less, and the other 4 communities are neighborhood commercial districts in the city of New Orleans. Main Street is a national program. It is started as a program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and now is a subsidiary of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Main Street America is the main office for the Main Street Network, and they're located in Chicago. Main Street started on the national levels in 1980, I believe, so it's been around for a while. The Main Street approach is a 4-point approach, and it's a trademarked approach. The 4 points are design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality. For the design point, that covers everything that goes into the aesthetics of a neighborhood commercial district or a historic downtown area. That includes not only building design and having good buildings that look nice and are well maintained and have maintained their historic character, still have their historic look and all their historic features, but it also looks at things like sidewalks, lighting in the downtown area, how well the downtown is kept clean, are there weeds, are the public spaces maintained and kept in good shape, all the things that go into making the downtown area a place that people will want to come and spend some time and hang out and spend more time than just to run in and out of a store. Organization is the second point. Organization works with that, the local Main Street organization. Every Main Street program in the state and every Main Street program in the country has a paid professional Main Street director, as well as a volunteer board of directors and a whole group of volunteers who give their time to helping bring about this revitalization effort in the district, in the Main Street district. So organization works, the organization point works to make sure that the organization itself at the local level is strong and has the resources it needs. It talks about things such as fundraising, recruiting volunteers, and how you manage staff and oversight of staff. So everything that goes into making a strong organization at the local level. Promotion is the third point, and promotion covers everything that is really basically an event or something that is put together to encourage people to come into the Main Street District, to spend time in the Main Street District, to shop, spend money. It can be a big event such as a festival. It can be a smaller event such as a wine tasting or an art walk. It could also be an event where the merchants are organized through the Main Street program to have an event where they people know that they can come in and buy goods on sale. But we really want to keep the sales events to a minimum because we'd like for people to come in and support the local businesses, and they can make a better profit by not having to sell things at a sale price. So that's one of the reasons to have bigger events or any type of event to encourage people to come into the downtown area. The fourth point is economic vitality, and that has everything to do with the economic development of the Main Street District. We look at certain things such as we provide each community with a market analysis of their trade area and help them identify some potential segments in the retail and food and drink industries where there might be some opportunity to recruit businesses into the downtown, and then they can identify those potential businesses and recruit them to be a part of the downtown, and can say that these numbers show that there's an indication that there could be some level of success if you open your type of business in the downtown. So economic vitality works with everything it goes into supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs in the state of Louisiana in our Main Street districts. That's what we focus on, is small businesses and really micro businesses that have employees that have staffs of 50 employees or less. And then entrepreneurship is supported very strongly through the Main Street program, and we feel like downtown areas are great places for entrepreneurs to start their businesses and to get off the ground and really have a good chance for success. There is an application process to become a part of the Main Street Network. Our process is called the Lanyard Process, and I am available, our staff is available to help any community that's interested in initiating that process. We will work with you through the process and help through all the different steps that are a part of the process. The Lanyard process can be begun at any time. There's not an application deadline or a period where you have to start the application process. It can be begun at any time that the community feels it's ready to begin the process. There is, however, once the process begins, there is a deadline of 18 months to complete some benchmarks. The benchmarks are really what is considered the Lanyard process. When a community is accepted into our application process, it's indicated as a Lanyard community and has access to some of the things that we offer our other Main Street communities, such as training and the opportunity to attend our meetings. But you're not fully designated until you reach some benchmarks that are required in the Lanyard process. One of those benchmarks is that the local community has to have a local historic district ordinance in place and a local historic district commission in place that looks at proposed changes to historic buildings within the district. We feel like that's a very important aspect because Main Street is foundation is in historic preservation. This is the way the community can prove to us that they have a historic preservation ethic, is by having a local historic district commission and ordinance in place. So that's one of the major benchmarks of the Lanyard process. Once a community has worked through that process, and it doesn't have to take 18 months, it can be completed sooner than 18 months. Once all the benchmarks have been achieved, then the community would submit an application to become designated as a Louisiana Main Street community. One of the things we look at very closely and really feel is also very important is the commitment level of the community, not just from the municipality, but also from a group of volunteers and group of people that really feel like that they are there and ready to work on downtown revitalization. So if they can prove to us that they have that commitment from the manpower standpoint, then that's a big factor in making the decision for becoming a designated Louisiana Main Street community. Once a community is designated and to be a part of the Louisiana Main Street Network, we provide technical resources, we provide training at the level that whatever level the community needs it, as far as startup training to get the board of directors trained on what Main Street is, to understand the Main Street approach. All types of training throughout the year. We provide that. The services that we provide are free of charge. There's no cost to the local community for anything that we provide to them as far as training. We also have quarterly meetings that we will bring speakers in and have trainers from all across the country give presentations on downtown revitalization and the efforts that they see across the country, and to give our communities ideas on ways to implement things in their community. So we have the quarterly trainings that we offer free of charge. They're required attendance by a local Main Street community. There is a regional destination downtown conference that rotates between Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi, and then there's a national Main Street conference that also provides training opportunities for our Main Street, local Main Street organizations. Also, as a designated Main Street community, there are some one or two grant opportunities. We always have a redevelopment grant for building owners in Main Street districts that they can apply to receive funds to rehabilitate their buildings, to restore their buildings, and to make them look good, and to put them into some type of commerce. That's a $10,000 grant, up to $10,000. It requires a dollar for dollar match. We also have right now a bigger grant called the Historic Revitalization Subgrant Program that a building owner can apply for up to $55,000. It only requires a $5,000 match, but can really go toward bringing a building that is currently not used or underused back into commerce and putting it into a condition that it can be rented out to tenants to be used for commercial space or whatever it is. So we have those two grant programs. One, the $10,000 grant is ongoing. The bigger grant may not continue. That's federal funding that we received for that grant, so it may not continue forever. In addition to that, we from time to time have other grant opportunities. We provide scholarships to our to representatives from our Main Street communities to attend the Destination Downtown Conference and to attend the National Main Street Conference. So there are some financial benefits to being a part of the Main Street Network, but that's not the real incentive that communities want to be a participant in the network. They realize there's benefits there from the financial incentives, but the real benefit to a community is the implementation of a process to bring about revitalization in the commercial district. And that's what the heart of Main Street is the process. And we provide lots of training so that people can implement that process in their community. There are a lot of different types of small projects that can be implemented in a commercial district or Main Street district to help bring about revitalization. I talked about our Main Street grant program. $10,000 grant would be considered somewhat a small project for most people. It can be used to do things such as paint a building, to improve the awnings, the canopies on a building, to make some minor repairs. So those types of things are always good opportunities to spruce up the building and make it look better and contribute to the overall aesthetics of the downtown area. Also, other small projects that Main Street programs can undertake are things to work with the business owners to help them have their storefront windows look nice. That they're not cluttered, that they have good displays and they maintain their displays. Signage is a good thing that can be done on a small scale to make sure that appropriate signage is in place on historic buildings. The restoration of historic iconic signs can also be very beneficial to the Main Street district. We sometimes offer grants and have opportunities to develop wayfinding systems to help people maneuver through the downtown through signage and to figure out where the different types of businesses are in the downtown. So that's a good project that a community can implement on a small scale. Even things like nice benches or nice places for people to sit, small little pocket parks. If there's an empty lot where a building used to stand in the downtown area and it's not being used right now, it could be converted into a little pocket park that could provide a place of serenity. People can go and sit, have lunch, do whatever, just spend some time, get outside and get some fresh air, or just as they're walking, have a place to sit down and take a rest. A walking tour could be a small-scale project that people can use the information from a walking tour and learn about the downtown, the historic buildings, the significance of those buildings, the significance of the downtown, what makes this community, why it originally came to be, what keeps it going. So there's opportunities there to have a walking tour with brochures or maybe even an online component or an app that helps people to walk through the downtown. Street lighting or lining is something that could be implemented. Lining the buildings with lights is something else that we've seen some of our communities do to make it bright and cheerful at nighttime and to bring some interest level there so that people will be interested in coming to downtown. So the bottom line is projects don't have to all be huge, big scale types projects. Main Street can focus on the small projects and really do a lot of good with small projects to bring about change in the downtown. And once the small projects start happening, it encourages other people to do some small projects, and then the cumulative effect is much bigger just by doing little incremental steps at a time. A lot of times the things that bring about big change are adaptive reuse of buildings. Every town has a building that's big and was maybe a department store or had some use that is maybe not ever going to happen again. So it becomes an opportunity for the building to be repurposed and to be used for something else. So adaptive reuse of historic buildings can really be beneficial. A lot of times what we see are buildings converted so that the upper floors are residential and the lower floors are commercial or retail. So that brings about an opportunity for people to live in the downtown area, and also brings about the opportunity to bring life to the upper floors of the buildings in the district. Other creative projects or things that communities can do. One of our communities did a downtown demonstration day so that they could give people an idea of what changes would look like. They took a parking spot and would make it into a little parklet at the time, just for a temporary thing to show how the benefits of landscaping and having some interesting aspects along the sidewalk can help bring about change in the downtown and help people feel better about the downtown. So anything that can be done to give an example like that, if there's a need to change parking layouts, that can be done through a demonstration day. And anything that helps the public understand the potential for downtown can bring about a lot of change. Other projects we have had. In the past, during COVID, we had an opportunity to repurpose some funds and give grant money to our local Main Street communities to implement some small projects. We call it lighter, quicker, cheaper projects. We borrowed that term from Project for Public Spaces, and in fact, we've given grants in the past for lighter, quicker, cheaper projects. And so these are little projects that cost $5,000 or less, and again, they can be used just to help people have opportunity to spend more time in the downtown. One community bought benches and tables for the downtown area to put out on the sidewalk so that people could sit, have a cup of coffee, visit, do whatever they wanted to do to spend time in the downtown area. Another community used our lighter, quicker, cheaper grant to implement some improvements to their pocket park and make it a nicer place. So there's all kinds of smaller projects that can take place, and there are great examples, and that's one of the best things about the Main Street Network is that it is a network. People are willing to share their ideas across the state and across the country. And